This is Terry Collins with It's All About Sports, and we're here live from Glassboro, New Jersey at Chicky and Pete's, here with the 2021 Let's Talk Football Sports Show, the NJSIAA Regional Bowl Games. Here with Derek D. Nice Giles, along with also Charles Bear Bradshaw. First of all, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing tonight?
Good, good.
Man,
great,
having
great
a good
night,
time,
great
man.
night.
Ready to talk some football?
So we're coming down to the wire here in the state of New Jersey. We know next year is going to be something unprecedented where we'll have an overall state champion. But for now, we do have the regional games with the sectional champions. First, we'll talk about Woodbury and Salem, who will match up. Woodbury, the South Jersey Group 1 champ, Salem being the Central Jersey Group 1 champ. Then Group 3, Kingsway, we have. We'll be talking to their coach. And then Group 4, or Winslow and Millville will be facing off, as well as Joe Wilson. I know that's personal for you. Versus Cedar Creek. So we'll talk to some of the coaches. First of all, fellas, talk to me about what you're looking forward to tonight and this weekend.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and go first. I like these matchups, top to bottom. The Salem-Woodbury game. I like the small schools, especially South Jersey, who are representing, and Kingsway, along with the Woodrow Wilson Cedar Creek. Again, that's a personal game for me because Woodrow Wilson graduate, and that's a rematch game. And of course, the finale, I like the Millville-Winslow matchup. Look to be a high-powered game, and I will definitely be making that trip up the Turnpike Saturday and Sunday. What about you, Bear?
Yeah, very well said. This weekend is for all the marbles. The regional championship for the state of New Jersey. We have about 6 teams from South Jersey that will be playing at Rutgers this weekend for the regional championship. Should be very, very interesting. Should be some great games Saturday night. Saturday all day and Saturday night, and then you got the 3 games on Sunday. It should be awesome and power packed. We're just happy to be here at Chickies and Pete's. We got the coaches, we got the players.
Yeah,
awesome.
we got
Have a good
coaches
night.
in the background, players in the background representing their schools. They ready to get started. So without further ado, let the games begin.
And as you mentioned, definitely some of the coaches. First up, we'll talk to Coach Reagan and Coach Wright from Woodbury and Salem, respectively. Also, some of those key players that we'll see in that game are here tonight with the broadcast. So we're going to take a quick commercial break and come back right after this from Chicky and Pete's.
That could be the run of the year, period.
The big leap and lands on his feet. Mario Play has it to the end zone. Touchdown number 2.
He juggled it, but it's his 3rd touchdown reception of the day.
Passing downfield, and it's going to be picked off back near the 15-yard line.
Group 1 championship football game here in Woodbury, New Jersey. This is Woodbury Thunder and Herd are about to come out.
Woodbury will start the game on defense. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's Group 1 sectional final as the Thundering Herd of Woodbury play host to the visiting Wolverines of Woodstown. On this beautiful November Saturday morning, here they come, your Thundering Herd!
And we kept on throwing our stones. We kept on throwing them. And we said David had how many? 5, right? Yes, so our 5 stones was hard work, togetherness, grit, sacrifice, family. And we kept on those 5 stones for 4 quarters. When things wasn't looking right, y'all never gave up each other. Y'all never gave in on each other. And that's a testament to y'all for that. So for that, clap it up.
Terry Collins back here from Chicky and Pete's in Glassboro here at the 2021 Let's Talk Football Sports Show, again with Charles Barrett Bradshaw, and we have alongside of us the South Jersey Group 1 as well as the Central Jersey Group 1 champs, coaches here, Coach Anthony Reagan from Woodbury High School as well as Coach Montre Wright from Salem High School, and behind us we have some of their players that they brought along with us. So first, let's start with you, Coach Reagan. Talk to us about what it means for you guys to get to this point, to be able to play in this special game here at Rutgers with winning that South Jersey Group 1 championship.
For us, we're just honored to be in the position that we are. Like we talked about from year 1, it was just a building block. Just laying the foundation for the program, and the guys that you see behind us, they all brought into it. And year after year, through the highs and lows, ups and downs, stuff that we talk about, we just kept on just chipping at it. And we're here today because they is committed to being a football team that was willing to do whatever it took to be successful. So for them to be here, it's just a testament to their work and all the grind that they put in throughout the course of the year.
Okay, and Coach Wright, with so many good teams that you've had throughout the years that Salem has produced, for your team finally to be the team that kind of got over the top. We've seen you guys have players such as Jonathan Taylor, who has come up just short but had great seasons. In the past couple games at Rowan's, you guys were almost there. What does it mean for you to coach this special group of kids that was finally able to bring that championship home to Salem?
I mean, it's big. These guys work hard day in and day out. Practice. It starts in practice. We practice hard so the games can be easy. And that's something I'll be focused on for like the last 3 or 4 years. And these guys, when they were freshmen, they came up in seeing like it was either chip or bust. We had to practice hard to get where we needed to be. And this year they put everything together. So, just flying around and competing as a group. The brotherhood's been tight all year. So it's been magical watching these guys put on the show this year. And like I said, the brotherhood is more than anything. And the shows on the field. So, as coaches, we're pleased, to finally win the Central Championship. But we want to keep it going and let that be a capstone for the season.
Okay. And historically, we've always coming into the season, there's usually a handful of teams that people are looking at that are going to compete for this. One being Woodbury and Salem, also Paulsboro, Glassboro, Pennsgrove, and now Woodstown kind of added into that mix. What was it like for you, Coach Wright, to be able to face all of those teams except Woodbury? I know you faced Paulsboro, you faced Woodstown, and also, I don't know if you played Glassboro, but you played Pennsgrove, I believe,
yes,
as well. So what was it like for you to be able to play those top-tier teams now coming into this game?
Well, every week was physical. You know, we had to prepare for the physicality of the games. We knew we couldn't take a step backwards. You know, it was always getting better, like from each game, and you know, and playing those type of teams like the Woodstowns and the Paulsboroughs, we knew that those games are going to be physical. The game speed is going to be much faster, so it actually helped us prepare. You know, coming into our season, and even playing with Camden High School, beginning of the year, is something that we focused on as well, so that we can prepare for games like this towards the end of our season. So it was huge, definitely playing those top tier teams, you know, on our schedule. So it definitely helped us out as a program.
Now, Coach Reagan, I know for you, one of the big keys on Woodbury's schedule every year is that Paulsboro game. You were finally able to get your first win against Paulsboro. How big was that win early in the season mentally for your kids to be able to get over that hump, which should help them focus coming into this game?
Well, we knew that if you're going to be successful in any season that you play, you got to be able to play the top tier teams and do well against them. And for us, we knew each and every year that Paulsboro will always be that team on our schedule, and they're ones that are perennials in this Group 1 here. So that was our mindset, that we knew we do what we had to do in that football game. That would give us a barometer as far as where our success would be. And from there, we just continue to do what we continue to do, and it's pretty much worked out that way for us this season.
Okay, now Coach Wright, again, with facing the teams you faced and Woodbury being the one team in that bunch that you haven't faced, honestly, how much have you guys been able to look at a team like Woodbury throughout the year with, recognizing, not just the records, but the amount of talent on both teams? How much have you paid attention and looked at that?
Well, we know both teams have talent. Woodbury has talent for like 100 years, so Woodbury's always had talent just like us. So, but going in throughout the week, we always focus on one team, and we always just telling our kids don't worry about that opponent until we get to them. So that's just something we've been preaching, and this week has been, now Woodbury became our focus. So that's something that we pride off of. We just worried about going 1-0 and worried about that team when we get to them. When we get a chance, we make sure we do what we got to do for us on the field and on film as well, and studying the game plan. So, it wasn't. We didn't want to look ahead, but now is the time actually where we got to stay on top of it.
And Coach, for you again, with now being able to face Salem now in this kind of like a matchup of the champions, you obviously face some of the similar opponents again as Penns Grove and Paulsboro. How much were you able to see some of the maybe similarities, skill-wise and athleticism-wise, between the two teams?
Well, we just know in general that Salem's going to be a tough opponent. They've always been around at the top of Group 1, so just being able to play the other teams that we played this year allowed us to get the opportunity to see what we'll be facing coming up this Sunday. So for us, it was just like similar. We just look at it as let's be the best version of ourselves each and every week, and we feel like if we do that, we're going to be in a position to be successful week in and week out. So we know that once again, coming into this game, we're going to have to be the best version of ourselves to be successful on the field.
Okay, and I know both of you guys brought some players with you. These kids have had exceptional years. These kids are continuing to compete, and again, we've seen on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Talk about not just some of the players, but some of the ways your team has been able to excel offensively and defensively as a unit.
Well, what we talked about, and that's been our theme throughout the course of the year, is just all in, everybody all in, all hands on deck. So our guys knew that everybody is going to have to contribute, from the guy that you see that gets all the clippings to the guy that's just playing JV each and every day, because as you know, we're both small schools, so we don't have the luxury of having 50 kids being there and running through the ones and twos, so we need everybody to be successful. So the guys that you see behind me, they're the guys that put in a lot of work, but they'll also tell you that the guys that aren't here today are just equally as successful as far as what we are as a program. So for us to be the team that we need to be, we need everybody ready to go. And they knew that they was going to do what was asked of them to do, regardless of what the situation may be. So these are selfless guys that just want to play football and want to be successful, and that's what we kind of hang our hats on as far as like our approach. Like whatever needs to be done is going to get done, and that's how they roll.
And Coach Wright, for you, talk about this group of kids you have actually behind you, how hard they worked on the off season to be able to put themselves in this position to be in this game.
you know, defensively, you know, they got guys like my defensive coordinator, Coach Hunt. You know, he has the same respect that I have with these group of guys. And, you know, Coach NJSIAA and Jaden, these guys are like one of the, you know, the toughest guys on our defense. So we have different kids that have different roles on our team, you know, going in from the summer into the season. Like offensively, Jakai Coach, our quarterback, you know, Ramaj Bundy, those guys offensively, we all click, you know, on different sides of the ball. So, I mean, we all know what we need to do to be successful, you know, offensively and defensively. So we carry it different, you know, and these guys wear it on our shoulders every week. So again, like I said, the defense, you know, we pride on being physical, and that's credit to Coach Hunt and credit to these two guys back there, Josiah and Jaden, because they hold the defense accountable. You know, offensively, you know, everybody knows Jakai is their guy. So we want to every guy hold them accountable on what we do, and that, like I said, is something that we pride off of accountability, and that's been huge for us, you know. So. And that's why we won the championship this year, because every kid was held accountable on both sides of the ball. So, and that was something that's just special this year, you know, with our team and with the group of guys, and even credit to Coach Hunt for getting these guys to play physical and fast day in and day out. So, I mean, it all started in the summer. You know, and now we're here.
And a question for both coaches, either one can answer first. With having won the South Jersey Group 1 championship and the Central Jersey Group 1 championship, I talk to certain fans, and sometimes you hear people say things like, well, if they lose this game, it doesn't matter, they're still champs because they won, you know, the South Jersey or the Central Jersey championship respectively. Do you think that kind of watered down this game at all for these kids?
No, I don't think so. We talk about, like in practice today, the message was, you know, we're not being tourists. You know, we don't want to go to Rutgers to be tourists. We want to go out there and play a good game, and you know, play the top of our game, and you know, for the caps off our season. So that's one of the main things going into this game. And also, we're adding a true state champion next year. So this is a game that you want to take serious. You know, coming into the season. So you want to take it and run with it wherever you got in front of you. And that's how we're approaching it.
And how about for you, Coach?
I mean, for us, we just look at it as another opportunity to be able to play another football team. I mean, from the very beginning, from our scrimmage with Deptford and Woodstown, we just talked about winning the day, being successful. So playing that game in August is no different to us, honestly, playing this game coming this Sunday. You know, we just want to be successful on the football field versus whoever we play. And whatever is tagged to it, whether it's championship or regular season game or, you know, playoff game, to us that don't matter. Really, for us, it's just being successful against the opponent that we play. So really, there's nothing watered down about this game. It's just a great opportunity to play it, and you know, we just going to go out there and get everything we have, and then what's done is done at that point.
Now, last thing before we do take a break, I know one thing that we've seen with so much time in between games like this, I know both of you guys have had the Thanksgiving games in between. Not exactly sure how much you played your starters and things like that. How do you keep the kids focused as far as the social media aspect? We've seen in the past a lot of big games where kids kind of get involved in the social media back and forth with their opponents that have in the past historically had caused some issues. How do you keep your kids focused and away from that aspect of the game?
I mean, you want to preach, you know, doing the right thing when it comes to social media. You also understand that, like, one false post can mess up everything you have in front of you. So we want to make sure we keep our guys humble. You know, social media, you know, it's cool, it's fun and all that, but at the end of the day, you know, it's just social media. So you don't want to take it too serious on what other opponents are saying, and you know, just play the game of football. You know, we're focusing on that. Because again, nobody won championships on social media, so nobody will win championships talking. So that's what we preach a message to our guys. You know, social media is just social media, so just don't get too involved in it. You know, it's a false world, and just play our game and just do what we have to do. So.
Coach, how about for you? How do you keep your guys, like, you know, I know, again, social media is entertainment, but again, how do you keep your guys more focused in the game that's going to take place versus the back and forth on social media?
Well, for us, it's just about locking in. We talk about that all the time. Like, make sure you locked into the things that you need to do to be successful. And being on social media, having conversations on there, honestly, to me, I don't see that as a source of success. Success is your preparation throughout the course of the week. There's enough going on with your opponent that you don't even really have time for the other stuff. So that's the things that we kind of continue to preach and talk to each other, is that the time that you have away from the football field, you should be concentrating on your opponent. whether it's what you're doing as a team individually, away from the practice field or away from the game field, whatever it may be. Make sure that your focus is on your opponent, and your opponent, that's preparation, and that's not part of preparation for us. So our guys really take to that, and they believe that, and that's why, once again, that doesn't really become a distraction to us because our focus is going to be on the opponent, not everything else around it.
Very good, and again, we're expecting a great game between these two. Like I said, we look at some of the common opponents that you guys have played. There's been a lot of good games here in Group 1, and we really expect a good defensive game, even with the offenses that we have seen. So, again, Sunday, 10 a.m. I know it's an early game. I'm sure you guys will still be up for it. But we look forward to seeing, like I said, a great game Sunday morning between the South Jersey Group 1 champion Woodbury High School, Thunder and Herd, as well as the the Central Jersey Group 1 champ Salem Rams. Definitely should be a great one Sunday. So definitely look forward to it. Good luck to both programs. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take a break. After this, we're going to be coming back with the Kingsway coach right here from Chicken Pete's in Glassboro and Rowan University.
Here's a story of a place-day spirit who sold and serviced vehicles in a small town.
It was a very charming place to come together
and be happy as they're driving all around. Until one day when the population doubled,
and he knew it'd be much more than 100.
So they added to their staff and inventory
and called themselves the Spirit Bunch.
The Spirit Bunch. The Spirit Bunch. That's the way we became the Spirit Bunch.
Spirit. The Roman Pantry and the Italian Kitchen, serving the Salem County area for over 35 years. The greatest breakfast sandwiches, a tremendous deli selection, 20-inch cheesesteaks and subs with the freshest deli meats and the finest ribeye steaks, along with variety of pizzas and strombolis. And don't forget the finest Italian cakes and pastries. And one of the world's greatest actors, Pedro's own Bruce Willis, says, the best cheesesteaks on the planet, the Roman Pantry and the Italian Kitchen, voted the best caterer multiple times in the Salem County, New Jersey area.
All right, team, listen up. You all have been missing way too many plays, and it's time to make some changes, effective immediately. You'll all be joining my team, the NFHS Network. If it happens in high school, we got it covered. We've got your favorite high school sports wherever you want them, whenever you want them. Streaming live or on demand. Plus, with a few well-executed moves here, here, and here, you can find and follow your favorite school or team.
But what if I...
Hey! There is no I in the word team, but there is in the word clip, which is what you can do with our new clip and share tool. Watch the game, clip the moment, share it with all of your fans. It's simple, people. When you're teamed up with the NFHS Network, there's no excuse to miss another play. Now you get out there and you watch some sports. Your high school, your team, your game, streaming live only on the NFHS Network. Who's gonna slap that hand?
Here's a story of a place-day spirit who sold and serviced vehicles in a small town.
It was a very charming place to come together
and be happy as they're driving all around. Until one day when the population doubled,
and they knew it'd be much more than 100.
So they added to their staff and inventory
and called themselves the Spirit Bunch.
The Spirit Bunch. The Spirit Bunch. That's the way we became the Spirit Bunch.
8 minutes in the commercial, right?
Spirit.
Here we go. Terry Collins with It's All About Sports, back here live from, again, Chicky and Pete's on the campus of Rowan University here in Glasgow University along Charles Bradshaw. And again, now back in the studio alongside with us, Kingsway High School head coach, Coach Mark Hendricks. First, Coach, congrats on your championship win. 2 weeks ago now? Does it feel like it's been a long time since then?
Well, I'll tell you what, not so much. I mean, we had a backyard rivalry brawl against Clearview, just coming off of that game and a 24-6 win, but definitely hard fought for our guys. It was a lot to turn around, play Toms River North, and then turn around in a couple days time frame, and face a team like Clearview, who's a good football team, and Coach Scanlon had those boys, they were ready to play. Tight game at halftime, but then we were able to kind of break loose in the second half. And the guy right behind me, Darryl Brown, was able to, put together a couple nice runs there in the second half and get us the lead and get us the win.
Now, Coach, you brought two players with you. Real quick, talk about the role that they played in not only the championship game, but this season, propelling you guys to be in a position to be playing on Saturday.
Well, both these guys behind me, back here to my left, we got Elias Collins, and over here to my right, Darryl Brown, both dynamic football players, both guys that athletically give teams fits in terms of matching up with those types of players, because they can do so many different things. They can beat you out of the backfield, they can beat you running the ball, and they can beat you in space and running great routes. And then defensively, both players arguably are some of the better defensive players in South Jersey. Elias, prior to the start of the season, went to the Rutgers evaluation camp and injured his knee. So he's been out, for the season. But both of the guys are captains on our football team. They do a lot of things to lead by example in just the way they go about their business, and both of these guys are practice, work ethic, lead by example type guys, and really they represent the pride and tradition of what the Red and Black's all about over at Kingsway.
Okay. Now, again, South Jersey is being represented very well this weekend on Saturday as well as Sunday. Talk about how South Jersey football has groomed you as a coach and allowed you to, become a better coach on and off the field.
Well, I think what's great is when you start to look at the rankings and you look at the pairings, and I think it's a subtle thought by all the South Jersey coaches that we want all of our teams here in South Jersey to go compete and win for state, win the state championship. And as you start to see the brackets start to shake out, you really start to root for the Woodburys and the Salems, and you root for, the guys that that do a great job. Winslow, Millville, Haddonfield, those guys can go on, and any one of them can go win a state title here in South Jersey, playing the schedules that we do. I mean, week in and week out, we play a tough schedule, and I think that shows once we get into the playoffs. I think the guys are able to respond because of what they see on a week in and week out basis, and not only that, but the competition that teams take on, even in their scrimmages, and you think about Delsey and the type of scrimmages that they have, and we scrimmaged Millville prior to the start of the season. I mean, that's part of the reason why we're here and where we are today.
Well, Coach, you guys came in to the playoffs, on a 2-game winning streak. You guys got hot at the right time. You were 4th seed, you went to Old Bridge, put up 51 points in a dogfight up there.
Right.
Then you got a home game against Lenape. That was a tight game, came down to the end. You guys been in those 2 dogfights. Then you went to Toms River and played an exciting game that I had the pleasure to watch. And you guys won it at the end. So going into Rutgers on Saturday.
Yep.
Going to get some pretty high-powered Hillsborough team.
Yep.
Very respectful team from South Central. How do you feel going to this game? Game planning, getting the kids ready as you did in the previous 3 playoff games.
I think, if you talk a lot about your opponents, you're already making a mistake in the way that you go about looking at your development as a team. I think you said it, getting hot at the right times. And that was something that was always preached to me by my mentors, Casey Keeler and Jay Accorsi, both who were head football coaches here at Rowan. And then Casey is now the head football coach has been at Delaware and then also at Sam Houston State. And then, some of the things that I also learned from Mickey Matthews was, yeah, you're right, get hot at the right times. Make sure you're doing what you do best towards the end of the season. play great defense, focus and rely on getting some turnovers. But I think that going into this game, the one thing that we are just really spot on focused on is just being a better version of ourselves, is taking a look at what we've done over the last 2 weeks and say, how can we be better than what we were 2 weeks ago? Because it's really not about Hillsborough, it's about Kingsway, and about, how do we, sustain drives on offense and create turnovers on defense and give ourselves an opportunity.
Now again, this is a game that, for these kids, I'm sure they all dream of being able to go and continue to play on, but even bigger than that, being able to go somewhere like Rutgers and play. What do you expect that experience to be like for your kids playing up at Rutgers?
Well, one thing I hope that we've done, I've hoped that we've created an environment where we compete in everything that we do. I think in the weight room on Monday, I'm letting out Big Ten, because they need to know what type of environment that they're getting into. I mean, you're talking about a competitive environment that you're going into. You're talking about a senior-heavy team in Hillsborough, a team that, that they want to win the championship as bad as we do, So, hey, here we are. We got an opportunity, but, it's what you've been doing to prepare yourself to go win a championship all along. Because if you haven't been preparing to be in a championship atmosphere or go win a championship, then you're not doing the right things. And, we try to pride ourselves on getting these guys to believe in themselves, that they can go do that by doing all the right things day in and day out.
We've got about 2 minutes to commercial. Any last things for Coach Hendricks?
Pretty much good luck. Like I said, you guys got hot at the right time. You went out, like I said, went to the Old Bridge, put up those 51 points in a very exciting game. And also, when you went on the road to Toms River, that was a very hostile environment, and you came out of there with the W. So, like I said, and as you said, South Jersey is representing heavy this year.
Absolutely.
And you guys took the 4 seed and ran with it.
Yeah.
And, best of luck, fellas. Best of luck on Saturday. And let's go out there and get them.
Yeah, and I will say this, our football team and, how we've played is because of the two guys that are standing here behind me. Like I said, just the way they go about their business, how important it is to them. Mickey used to always tell me, Mark, surround yourself with people to whom football means a lot. And these two guys carry on a tradition that guys like Alex Odom and guys like Joel Skirbo that have come before them have really, built a tradition within the program in a short amount of time. So, the way that they carry themselves, the way that they practice, and everybody knows it's important to them. So they're really the guys that have carried on, and gotten us to this point.
Well, Coach Hendricks, good luck to you, as well as two close personal friends of mine. I'm looking forward to seeing winners is Coach Cosby as well as Coach Perez. So good luck to you and your staff and to your kids. So again, Terry Collins, it's all about sports. We got a lot more action here from South Jersey, the Let's Talk Football Sports Show. We're going to take a commercial break and come back with more action here from Rowan University.
Hi, Chris Sorenda here.
Chris Barba, RJ Garcia here.
And we're marketing students / NFHS producers for the last 3 years.
And here at the school, the biggest impact is bringing students interacting with different broadcast equipment and as a sports marketing world.
And it hopes to have access to sports to each and all.
Community definitely need just staying involved, because if they're not able to come to the event, being able to show their support by watching it streaming. And more importantly, for our students that are in the program, it's giving them a great future in sports marketing. And again, getting it out there so that everyone can see the event and we're all involved. This thing for the school is that it gets our students involved in the program that it provides to you guys, our kids. So getting you involved in the broadcasting, you getting into all the intricacies of sports broadcasting and what it takes to have a successful program, that's why we're one of the tops in the state now, because of what it does for our students and the involvement of our families in the community.
The broadcast program at PHS has had a huge impact on our school, not only for the students who are able to stream the games live if they are not able to make it to an out-of-town game, but also for parents who aren't able to make it, or fans and community members. One of my favorite things about the program is that it's totally created and produced by the students, so they're working behind the scenes, not just as the broadcasters, but behind the camera, and take pride in their work and in their school.
That could be the run of the year, period.
The big leap and lands on his feet. Mario Pleasant to the end zone. Touchdown number 2.
He juggled it, but it's his 3rd touchdown reception of the day.
Passing downfield, and it's going to be picked off back near the 15-yard line.
Terry Collins with the Talk About Sports. We're back here again from Chicky and Pete's live on Rowan University. Again, we're back with the Let's Talk Football Sports Show. Again, the NJSIAA Regional Bowl games here. So now we have, again, back with me, Derek D. Nice Giles, along with the coaches from the championship, Winslow, as well as Millville championship coaches. I'm going to call you guys championship coaches. You both won championships. Now you'll be facing each other. First off, just talk to me about what this season has been like for you to with being able to get to this point.
Well, I think like everybody knows, football season's a grind, man. We go from July on, and it's a battle, man. And you know, the fact that we were able to get our guys to buy in from the jump and put in the amount of time and work that goes into developing them to put them in those successful positions, you know, it's just a positive thing, man. So to be at this moment, it's like surreal at times, man, because I think I was telling Coach Kenny over there that, you know, some coaches coach their whole lives and don't even get to touch this moment. So just to be here, it's you know, it's a proud moment. I'm proud for those young men because, I mean, to be honest, I'm just honored to have the opportunity to be their coach, you know?
Well, Coach, actually, I was looking forward to seeing some of your key players today. I've been a fan from afar. I haven't really been to Millville any games in the past few years, but I chose this season to take the trip because I was impressed by the stat sheet. And a lot of you guys post a lot of points. And I like high power scoring. I mean, I think everybody can agree that seeing a high scoring game is entertaining. So I was impressed every week by the box score. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna make it my business to take the ride down 55 and find Millville High School. And I was pleasantly impressed by the style of offense, the way you guys run an up-tempo offense, a hurry-up style offense, and the way you guys get after it on defense. And in particular, number one, LaQuint Allen, your featured running back. Speak to me about his maturation and his development throughout the 4 years in high school.
As far as LaQuint, we would have loved to have him here. However, he was hosting Syracuse coaches at his house today on a home visit. You know,
I can respect that.
So they're securing that deal with him. You know,
Go Orange.
I was LaQuint's freshman coach. You know, before I moved up to the next part of the of being up there with him at the varsity level, and seeing him come in from a freshman to now, and seeing his maturity as a young man more than anything, like, and having a true understanding of what has to go into this to get to that next level, right? Because, you know, everybody says they want to play D1, they want to be a D1 athlete, but they fail to realize the amount of work and the effort that has to go into it, not just on the field, but as well as in school. He's an A student on the honor roll.
Awesome.
So, you know, seeing him mature, you know, physically, mentally, and showing a positive character and being the leader he is today it's just an honor, you know. So we're happy to see that.
Also, your quarterback Nate Robbins, he's your captain, senior. He's thrown well over 2,500 yards passing. Speak about him and his development throughout the years as well.
Well, he's had it since freshman year. Okay. He's Coach Thomas's. He's a reflection of Coach Thomas on the field. You know what I'm saying? Whatever Coach Thomas calls, like it's hand in hand. Like there's nothing missed in translation when it goes from the sideline to on the field. Nate is a pivotal part of our offense. He's the leader of that offense. He has the complete full respect of everybody on that team, which, you know, is a pivotal part for a quarterback within an offense to have that respect from his receivers, his running back, from his line. They love him, man. He's you know, same thing with you know, as Quint and all of them. The team bond, the chemistry that these guys have, because they've been playing together since they were younger and midgets. But yeah, Nate's a special young man, man. He's made a lot of big plays for us, kept us in a lot of games, and a great athlete.
Great. Well, I look forward to seeing you guys this Sunday, and my high school, Woodrow Wilson, playing on Saturday, so I will be making that trip twice up the Turnpike.
That's where we both started, was at Wilson.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's a nice history moment right there.
So I was a freshman coach and Coach Scott,
defensive coordinator.
Yep.
Beautiful. Oh, so we got some Wilson ties here.
Yeah,
so I'm going to pivot over to Coach Scott.
Yes, sir.
And the Winslow Eagles. Go Birds. Let's speak about your guys' season and the success that you guys had, along with the bringing home the first championship.
Section.
Is that in school history?
In school history, 75 years school history.
Wow. Let's speak about that and how big that moment was for your team.
I think that I took over in 2018, and it's just been a crescendo of what we've experienced for the last 4 years. I think that, you know, some character building there over the last few years, and that, you know, we had to get, you know, listen, you know, we had to come down and get the right guys in the building and have the guys that were going to make things happen for us. But ultimately, it comes down to, you know, guys really buying in. I think as the start of it was last year. We kind of came on the scene, first winning season in 10 years.
He's going to take it himself for a championship. A double play wins it the break. Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. Micaiah's on touchdown. Into the layup goes at the buzzer. Wins it. The championship.
Terry Collins with It's All About Sports, back here on the campus of Rowan University here at Chickee and Peach for the 2021 Let's Talk Football Sports Show, the NJSIAA Regional Bowl Games edition. Again with Derek D. Nice Giles. Derek, so far we talked to the Woodbury and Salem coaches. Now we have alongside of us coaches from Millville High School as well as Winslow. First of all, coaches, congratulations on one of your championships. Derek, first thoughts?
Hey, I don't want to take nothing away from the earlier coaches and staff, but it seems like we got that heavyweight fight type of vibe right now where you got your undercards out the way and everybody starting to file in the living room, and now we got some of the two heavyweights where you go at it. We got Millville, we got Winslow, champions, first championship in the history of the school program.
Yes, sir.
Salute to Winslow.
Appreciate it.
Millville down there putting heads to bed, leaving no question. I mean, what more can you ask for? I'm looking forward to Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock. I think I'm definitely going to make that trip twice.
Me as well. I'm there Saturday. I'm there Sunday.
No doubt.
Definitely, this is like going to be the icing on the cake.
No
like
doubt.
Said, this
No,
is
for
like
sure.
The one that everybody's really going to, if anything, stay for. So perfect matchup for that Sunday night. First, Coach Scott, let me talk to you about. I seen something you posted about. Talking about your family and the aspect of the dedication on your family. Talk about, how these coaches have had to make sacrifices to help put their kids in a position to play today. And not in this just today, but to be able to make it to this championship game.
I think if any coach, youth level, high school, anybody with a family, there's a certain level of sacrifice that you got to bring to this if you want to be successful. Even if you're not successful, you're still sacrificing of your time and energy, and to make something else work. And those who have supportive systems like I do, like a lot of my coaches do, you're able to find that balance if there is a such thing. But at the same time, I think when it comes down to just your family members understanding that, hey, this is a bigger cause. My wife understanding, hey, this is a ministry calling for me, where I can actually give back and pay it forward at my alma mater, which no better place to pay it forward at. And it's like I said, it's just you hit it right on the head. It's a major sacrifice. The time and energy, the little bit of, we as high school coaches, the little bit of stipend that we get, I don't think it quantifies. It's not about the money at all, but I think it's about the love of the game and just being able to pay it forward and give these young men something to move forward with.
Now, Coach talked about the sacrifice that the coaches have to make to get the kids in this position. Talk about the sacrifices that these kids have to make during the off season, right after the season ends the prior year before. Talk about those sacrifices your kids have made to get in this position.
Football never ends. The off season is just another point in time for us to continue to work to get better. So these kids are in weight training. Some of the kids will play winter sports, then they'll go into spring track. So it's like a never-ending cycle, So, I'm sure just like Coach does and every other coach out here that's in this opportunity has plenty of athletes that are putting endless hours in, and it's good for them because it keeps them off the street, puts them into something positive, puts them into a situation that's going to help them find success. But the amount of time that they put in is it's endless. They're putting in the same amount of time as us coaches, and they're away from their families. Sometimes we feel like, we're an extension of their family because we see them probably, if not more than their parents, on a daily basis. So the time they put in is it's endless. It's 12 months out of the year.
I just want to piggyback off of what you guys were saying as far as the sacrifices and the commitment, the dedication. I'm not really familiar with the Millville area, but I know it's a small city where there's a lot of negative influences that could be pulling kids in different directions. Speak about how your staff was able to keep these guys locked in throughout the school year, because even with social media as well, there could be a lot of things that could take a kid as a star, like you would say, LaQuint Allen, that would kind of like take him off his game, and speak about the distractions and how you guys are able to keep that out your locker room.
One thing that Coach Thomas has stressed with those young men is that he don't have just his 3 sons at home. He's got those 3 sons, and he's got the 44 kids that are on our team.
Absolutely.
So we look at all these kids as if they're our kids. Like, we treat them and coach them no different than we would our own kids. And we embrace them and try to put them into situations and that would keep them away from that. So the constant dialogue and communication. I know Dennis takes them down to his house to do work on his farm. He puts him to work.
Wow.
Then Coach Thomas does a great job, as well as the rest of the coaching staff to truly embrace him. We've had study hall. I know the one thing is, we talk about the championships, but we just found out today that we had 22 of our 44 players made honor roll.
Beautiful. Congratulations.
We stress the importance of academics because the facts are not all these kids are going to have the opportunity to play at the next level, but they will have the opportunity to get an education, whatever it may be. So whatever way we can drive them, that's always our goal.
Good. I was looking forward to seeing some players in the background, but in particular, LaQuint Allen. Where's my guy at?
LaQuint, fortunately for him, he was entertaining the Syracuse head coach and running backs coach at his house today. They had dinner at his house and they met up there. I'm sure they're trying to make sure they secure that deal because he's had interest from other places as well. And,
that's a big deal. That's a big deal right there. So, I will excuse this absence. LaQuint, if you're watching, all good, no problems. Hey, man, go Orange. All right, we're going to swing over to Coach Scott and the Winslow Eagles.
Appreciate it.
And speak about the championship run. You guys brought home the first chip in school history.
75 years.
And speak about 75 years.
75
and
years.
Speak about the work it took, the off season and the stretch run that you guys went in and coming out on top over a tough Shawnee team, which I was at that game last week.
Well, I mean, you look at 2020, we had some unfinished business. I think COVID kind of derailed us at the end. Lost a tough game, to Holy Spirit, which was a great team last year. I think that was the unfinished business that fueled our offseason. We were excited to get back to some sense of normalcy this year with camp and being able to get involved. But I think the biggest thing we wanted to stress to our guys and they bought into was being finishers and finishing the task. We knew that we had a special group. We knew that, if we took care of business the way we need to take care of business, we had a gauntlet of a schedule. I think that gauntlet of a schedule prepared us for the stage that we're on now. And, it was just a combination of timing, a combination of the kids' work, and just their attitude and effort, how they approach day by day.
Okay, speaking of kids, one in particular, Hamas Duran.
Yes, sir.
He's Winslow's all-time leading in passing yards and touchdowns, I believe.
Yep.
I'm not sure what his record is. Give me the resume for your quarterback.
Hamas he's a 3-year starter. He came in, during the sophomore year, played sparingly there, but he definitely started the second half of the year. Right now, he's playing with his hair on fire. Right now, he's taking the coaching day by day and getting better. I think you saw from his junior year to his senior year, the biggest difference with him is just his decision making, getting the ball out faster, being that point guard that we needed him to be. And
Absolutely.
I think he started to tap into the intangible parts of being a quarterback.
Okay, great. Terry.
Coaches, I can only imagine with winning that championship, that's a surreal moment for you guys. At that moment that you win the championship, at what point does it finally hit you that all the hard work you put in, everything you sacrificed, everything the kids have put in, at what point does that finally hit you that we're really champions and this is real and I'm not dreaming?
I think it's going to hit me probably next week. To be honest with you, I think I haven't had time to really sit back and really relish the moment because I knew this moment was coming. Each week we haven't been able to focus on we felt good we won because the next week we had a dog of an opponent coming in to play us. So I think probably next week I can really sit back and just say, wow. My wife challenges me to just be in the moment and just enjoy it. But I'll probably take about a good week and enjoy it and try to get on to 2022 and move on. So, yeah.
And how about for you, Coach? Have you guys, your team, your players, your staff, been able to really take in that moment yet with still having this game on your mind?
I think I'm in the same boat as Coach Scott. I mean, as far as I don't know if it hit me yet. As I think I said before, some coaches coach their whole lives to get to this moment and don't ever reach that opportunity. So, It is surreal. It is surreal, and I think I'm in the same boat. I think after next week, we can all let it soak in and really be like, wow, since July, we're here, just to have that opportunity to play in Rutgers and all our kids experience that is an amazing moment within itself.
All right, I want to talk a little bit about style of offense. I like offense. I'm an offensive guy. I like high scoring. I like a lot of, window dressing, they call it. I like the ball going in the end zone. You guys do, I've never seen done on a high school level. How are you able to incorporate that style of offense in your program and be able to continue to have that type of success?
I gotta credit. I mean, we're fortunate to have the athletes and the players that we do. Having, it's like anything. I mean, if you don't have certain style of players, you have to adapt what you do to that style you have. We're fortunate enough to have those style players that fit this mold to give us the opportunity to play the way we play. So, all my credit's going to them and Dennis Thomas. This is, he put it together. I'm sitting there helping him out, doing everything we can to find that success. But to give you, to pinpoint it exactly, it's hard as much as it's just like we are just fortunate to have the talent that we have in that moment because, you don't always get that. So we ride with it.
No doubt, no doubt. Okay, Coach Scott, you guys have pretty much of a balanced attack on offense. You have a stud running back in Trey Thorpe. He's a 1,500-yard rusher, I believe.
13 right now.
1,300? Oh, excuse me.
Appreciate the 15.
Speak about his game and what he brings to that Winslow offense.
Trey is more of a Swiss Army knife for us. I mean, he can catch the ball in the backfield. He's definitely a dynamic runner. His vision, he does the little things that can pass set, pass block, and all that good stuff. But he's electrifying. He touches the football. You kind of like, all right. I kind of snap into fan mode for a second, but then you got to snap out of fan mode. All right,
wow.
And coach, so, hey man, I love Trey and everything he does for us. What he brings to the table. He's a worker, he's a leader, and he just, he's pushed us to where we're at now.
Man, I wish we had these guys here, man, but it's unfortunate these guys got other plans. I mean, they probably hanging out doing schoolwork or whatever, but it's cool. All right, so let's talk about Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into it.
So real briefly, Sunday, talk to us about what you guys expect to see Sunday night.
I mean, I expect to see a finely tuned oiled machine. I mean, I know Coach Scott, I credit everything he does. He's got a great program there. So I'm sure that they're going to have their things that they're going to do, and it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a fight. We have two high-powered teams with a bunch of talent on the field. So you're going to see kids flying around all over the place, man. And to be honest, like I said, I think it's going to be it's a great way to end that weekend for regional championships, man. To see those two teams at the end there.
In the words of T.O., get your popcorn ready. So I can't wait.
And Coach Scott, for you, what do you expect to see on that field Sunday night?
For me, I expect to see two premier programs, that will bring all of the best out of each other. I look at it like an Ali Frazier type deal. You know what I mean? And I don't know who's Ali, I don't know who's Frazier, but at the end of the day, I know for a fact what Coach Thomas does and what he brings to the standpoint. He's been here before. He runs that program well, and he has a great staff with him, and probably a host of athletes around him too. So I know that for a fact it's going to be a slugfest.
Well, again, congrats to both of you guys on your championship. Good luck Sunday night. We're expecting nothing less than, as Derek promoted, to be the heavyweight championship fight, actually the grand finale. So good luck to you guys Sunday.
Appreciate it.
So again, we're going to come back with one more segment to talk to the Woodrow Wilson and Cedar Creek coaches. We're going to take a commercial break and come back here from Chicky and Pizza at Rowan University.
He's going to take it himself for a championship. A double play wins it the race. Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. Micaiah touchdown. Into the layup. Goes at the buzzer. Wins it. The championship. for a championship. A double play wins it the break. Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. McKayton, touchdown. Wins it. The championship.
Terry Collins with It's All About Sports, back here from Chicky and Pete's in Glassboro on the campus of Rowan University. Back here with the Central Jersey and South Jersey Group 3 champions, Cedar Creek and Woodrow Wilson. Derek, I'm going to allow you to actually introduce Woodrow Wilson. I know that's your alma mater first.
Yes, indeed. Terry, I appreciate that. To my right, to your left in the camera, first year head coach, first year Group 3 champion, my man, along with Coach Rob, is the one and only Coach Brandon Bathurst, the head coach of Woodrow Wilson Tigers. Let's make some noise for my man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
And also along with us, again, no short of a great season for you guys as well. Cedar Creek, congratulations to both coaches on your championships this year. First, we'll start, Coach, talk to us about, you brought some players with you. Talk to us about what these players that you brought have meant to the team as far as leadership, as far as work ethic and things like that, which have helped you get to this championship game and winning your championship 2 weeks ago.
I mean, they meant everything to me. I have a really good group of seniors. I have 20 to be exact. These guys are just a couple of them, but you know, we came off a rough year last year. You know, we were 3-5. That's not the standard that we have at Cedar Creek, and you know, I think we all looked in the mirror. We took accountability of what we wanted to do. Worked hard in the off season. You know, they were in there every day through the summer up into the season, and you know, to go 12-0 in this division is no small feat. And you know, it was tough. It was a grind each and every week. But you know, these guys, they answer the bell with every challenge, and you know, they meant everything to me, and they meant everything to this program.
Yeah, absolutely. Congrats on that. 12-0 is 12-0. No matter how you look at it, how you slice it, undefeated throughout the whole year. Congrats to Cedar Creek. I mean, we played a tough game down there in your backyard, and unfortunately we came up with the loss, but hey, what better moment than now to get that payback. So Saturday, 7 p.m. kickoff, make sure you're there, man. Wilson's, Cedar Creek, Battle of the Titans, man. I can't wait. Man, oh man, get your popcorn ready. So I'm going to swing over to Coach Brandon. Brandon, first year head coach. Realistic expectation of being a champion, or did we perform above your expectation realistically?
Realistically, after that first game that we won, we sat down as coaches and we were like, it's championship or bust. I felt like that we had the talent.
Absolutely, Coach, no problem. I got mine too in the showcase. I got mine in the showcase.
Exactly. That's the standard. That's the goal. You know, being that we've won a few championships, you know, every year every team has to kind of set their own tone and make sure that they make their own path. And we said that the guys said they want to win a championship. I said, all right, well, you got a tough schedule, so that was the plan. And you know, being able to make it happen. You know, we lost to Cedar Creek, and then we had a good bye week. We got to reset. We had some things that readjusted. Guys kind of got mentally a little better and figured out, like, hey, man, you can't just walk out there and think they're going to give it to you. So, you know, we bounced back. We went on a little run since then, and we can't wait. We knew literally after the Cedar Creek game, I said, listen, man, we're going to see these guys again. We knew, you know, what they had, what they've been doing, and you could tell they practice hard. You could tell they've been practicing. Kind of got similar stories. We went 3-3 last year. Tough year, COVID, off season, 7-on-7, training, track. You know, the formula's out there. You know, they following a good plan. We trying to follow the same one and, you know, make some plays. It's a big game.
Absolutely. So both teams, championship week. Let's shift over and talk about some of these athletes on both of these programs. I mean, both teams has got nothing but stars lined up at some of the skill positions. I mean, Cedar Creek, a special running back, Jaquan Howard. I mean, what more can you say about a player that pretty much can do it all at any position on the field? Coach, speak about your guy.
Yeah, I mean, Kwani is unbelievable. He was a kid who transferred in from Pleasantville in the summer. Tremendous player, plays both sides of the ball for us, is a presence on defense. He's a downhill running back. You know, he can run, he can get away from the defense, but he really is what we like to think of him as a bruiser. We get downhill with him, and it helps, obviously, that we got some guys outside like Elijah and JoJo and Zach and guys that, you know, defenses have to respect them, and when you can hit them down the middle with Kwani, it really adds to that element, and it was something that we were kind of missing.
And speak about your quarterback. Your quarterback, close to 3,000, I believe, passing. Let's talk about your quarterback. He's a senior, his leadership, and what he brings and what he contributes to your program.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got two of the better quarterbacks in the state playing in this game, and Devin and JC.
Wow.
Two really good players, two guys that obviously have great leadership skills. JC is capable of making all the throws. You know, he's been efficient in getting our guys the ball in space. You know, and he doesn't really make bad decisions. I think he's only thrown 4 interceptions this year.
Okay.
So he protects the football well, and you know, he's capable of pushing the ball down the field. And he's just managing this offense the right way. And he's such a smart kid. He's a gifted player. He's been unbelievable for us.
And we're going to switch up, and we're going to talk about quarterbacks. Coach Brandon, you have a phenomenal quarterback, a stud, 2-year starter.
Yeah, man.
Following his brother's footsteps.
Yep.
I mean, what more can we talk about than none only than Mr. Devin Cardman?
Devin Cardman, man, that kid is he's definitely a talent, man. Special kid. Good, can throw it, can run a little bit. He's been working on his game mentally, just trying to get better. Like you said, managing the game, not making bad throws. We turned the ball over against them early last time. Devin threw a pick. That kind of set us back. We were down 2 scores then, but you know, he's been getting better, man. Each week we adding stuff to him, and he's just picking it up, learning the game, and still being a student of the game, studying defenses. And I just think the kid, he's got a bright ceiling. Like he's not as good as he's gonna be right now. You know, he's got to get coached every day in college. He's got to go through the reps. And he's gonna be a great quarterback one day, man. And like you said, this matchup. This is the matchup.
This is the matchup.
This is the matchup of the year, man.
This is like Mayweather, De La Hoya. I mean, he got all the belts. He's never been beat. De La Hoya, he was the champ.
Knocked down
he got knocked down. He jumped back up. You know, this is going to be one of those matchups that you don't want to take your eye off the field, because both teams can put up points in a bunch. And I just want to speak about, because we know about this.
Derek.
Go ahead, Terry.
Real quick, before we get into the tail of the tape, let's take a quick commercial break, because we want to kind of hype it up.
Okay, yeah. Because I need to get I need some time for this one.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll come right back with more from Woodrow Wilson at Cedar Creek.
He's going to take it himself for a championship. A double play, Winslow Eagles. Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. Micaiah's on touchdown. Into the layup, goes at the buzzer. Elijah wins it. The championship.
Terry Collins with It's All About Sports. We're back here live from Rowan University. I want to first tell you guys about checking out the new Jump Shot sneaker sleeves. Watch it transform into the swag bag in 60 seconds. Take advantage of this huge discount and free shipping by purchasing now for only $32.99. You can Cash App FGA Gear Up, GEARUP, and type in the comments your color selection. They have red, gold, blue, or blue and gold. And also as well as putting your address. And this offer is available only until supplies last, so make that shot count. Also, they have a contest, which is a Jump Shot contest giveaway, where you can win a hoodie set and sneaker sleeve. And rules to enter, you can like the post, add the post to your story, and tag them. Follow them at Jump Shot Gear. That's JUMPSHOTGEARUP. And again, make that shot count. So again, we're back here with, again, the Group 3 South Jersey and Central Jersey champions. Derek, you want to kind of size these two teams up and give us kind of the tale of the tape?
Man, I mean, I was at that game down in Cedar Creek. I mean, uncharacteristic turnovers and crucial points of the game really took us out of our element. I mean, Cargman up the middle, down at the one, coughs the ball up at the goal line, going in for a score. Good defensive play, great play. I'm not taking nothing away, but those were the moments. And then I think Oglesby may have put the ball on the tarp for a second. Uncharacteristic turnovers, which could have been a closer game than what the score showed. These guys didn't give up a touchdown leading into the game, which I knew wasn't going to last long, because I knew with our guys and the type of talent we had, that streak was going to end on that day. So again, Saturday night, 7:00 p.m., we got the Group 3 Central and South champions going toe-to-toe in the rematch, Rutgers University. Make sure you're there, and man, you don't want to miss out. So Brandon.
What's up, Coach?
I want to talk about some of your unsung heroes. I mean, we always talk about the stars, the feature backs, and the guys that get the touches. Is there one particular player or two that you may see as the unsung hero of the team this year that a lot of people don't really know about?
What you think, Coach?
I think Jet Baby playing through pain all season.
Excuse me?
He barely practiced. So, our guard.
Okay.
Allen.
Anthony Allen.
Anthony Allen?
Anthony
Okay.
Allen, yeah. He played with pain all season, but you know, it's football.
Played injured all year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anthony Allen, senior lineman, played D tackle for us. He had some shin splints.
Okay.
Early in the season, with COVID, a lot of kids gained a lot of weight, weren't working out. So now you're trying to play football with 20 extra pounds. Your body, shin splints, you can't do nothing about shin splints. You gotta play through them, and that kid, he was on the verge of a stress fracture.
Wow.
We had to sit him down for 2 weeks, and then he ended up coming back and being able to be big time on that line and ensure that line up. That's definitely, I would definitely agree. Anthony Allen, unsung hero. Also, I would have to say, defensively, I would have to say is Jules Dominguez. We had some young guys step up, some sophomores that they played JV first 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
He learned the defense.
Number 13.
13.
Jules.
He's been able to step in and make some plays and understand, just how to cover and where to be at and just be a varsity player. A lot of guys are young and they think they're ready and they're not.
So you just
Judah Anthony.
Okay.
First year, sophomore.
And learning how to be a champ. It's not easy to be a champ. It's not easy
because you're walking in with high expectations.
Everybody thinks like Wilson, we just throw the ball out and things happen in our favor. It's not easy playing at Wilson.
Absolutely. Coach.
Your school, you already know.
Yes, sir. Same question. We know about the skill set players. Speak about some of the unsung heroes on your team that a lot of guys may not recognize, and give them some recognition tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's, I think obviously when you talk about us, you talk about JoJo, you talk about Jaquan, you talk about JC, but I mean the guy standing right behind me, Elijah Smalls is a kid who started last year as a wide receiver, came in, started on defense for us this year, has 4 interceptions. He's kind of leveled the field, a little bit, with JoJo. He's, you're not able to really double Joe as much just because Elijah can get free. I think he has 4 touchdowns. He's about 500 yards receiving. CJ Russo's a 3-year starter at linebacker. Not many people talk about him too much. got 140 tackles this year. I think he's in the top 5 in the state in that category. Wow. About 16 tackles for a loss, 6 sacks. One of the best instincts that you're going to find in a football player. Kids all over the field. Zach Rickey, another one, two-way player, 3-year starter for us. Has 9 touchdowns this year receiving. Big player, dynamic kid. Kevin Dougherty, another one, plays on the defensive line, plays a little bit of tight end for us. We never really used a tight end, and we wanted to use Kevin this year. Ends up catching a touchdown in the state championship game last week. Wow. In my offensive line were a lot of first-year players this year. They came in, they worked hard in the offseason. Javi Acevedo, Connor Laughlin, Perry Parker was a 3-year starter. Jaden Cerro, guys like that. Those are guys up front that not many people thought that they were going to be able to get this done. And we have a 1,500-yard running back, and it's a lot of it was them doing that up front. But listen, I can go on and on. Elijah Usher playing linebacker. He's a kid who started for 4 years for us. I have 2 linebackers that have played so much varsity football, and it helps so much when you got guys like that can lead a defense. I think it's easy for us to talk about a 3,000-yard quarterback, to talk about JoJo, to talk about Kwani. Our defense is phenomenal, and they have won a lot of games for us. Holy Spirit being one of them. They took advantage. We took advantage of a couple turnovers against Woodrow Wilson, like you talked about. But they've been able to take the ball away. They've been able to stop teams. Really good offenses. Obviously, Woodrow's a great offense, but you talk to Winslow. We did a good job against their offense too. So I think our defense doesn't get enough credit. We're giving up less than 7 points a game, and like I said, in the best division in the state, in my opinion.
Absolutely, yeah. I was down there at that Winslow game at Winslow. I had to take the ride. I like to follow good games. I saw that game on the schedule. I said, I definitely got to punch my ticket and get into that field. That was a great game, and again, you guys put up numbers, and Winslow scored down the end, but the game was pretty much under control in the third quarter.
Yeah.
So, salute to you guys again, man.
Appreciate that.
I cannot wait till Saturday night. We got guys coming up. We're going to be tailgating again. I'm going to keep promoting this until we get to Saturday, man.
Big game.
Saturday night's the biggest game, I'm thinking, on the weekend schedule. Millville, Winslow.
That's a good one, too.
That's a hot one.
That's 2 games, yeah.
But I'm going to have to go with the Wilson Cedar Creek because it's the rematch, week 3, and they're going to get it on for all the marbles, man. The trophy is going to be in the building, and we've been there before. We know what it takes. We hoisted the Lombardi. We already know what it looks like, what it feels like. So this is nothing new for us. This is nothing new. Maybe the lights might be bright because it's going to be dark, but we're not going to get blinded by the lights because we understand this is just a business trip. So our kids are going to understand that. We're going to come out victorious. I'm calling it right here on the station. My number is going to be...
Making picks already?
I'm calling it 32-24 Wilson with the win, giving them their first loss of the season.
Well, hopefully, Derek, you haven't given these kids any bulletin board material to go back and tell their friends. But listen, this is, again, for me, I think the thing that sets this game apart is going to be, again, the rematch factor. Anytime you play a team after beating them early in the season, that team is going to be, very hungry to get back to this game, and for those kids from Wilson to be back in position to now avenge that loss. But at the same time, for a team like Cedar Creek to be able to play a team and have the confidence of having beaten them again, we get to see what team is going to be right, what team is going to be victorious. So again, for me, this is definitely one that I'm looking forward to because, like I said, after seeing that first game, to be able to, as sports fans, be blessed enough to see a rematch is going to be off the chain. So I think, again, I expect a great game. Again, good luck to Cedar Creek coaches and players and the Wilson coaches. Again, good luck to you guys. Should be a great game again.
Let me say something real quick. I just want to say, congrats on the season, Coach. You guys did a great job, man. And it's real important to see the elevation of South Jersey football we want to play real good football in this area because it helps all the kids get recruited, and when coaches come in, they see we're playing quality teams.
That's a great
You're
point.
not just beating bombs. Like
Great point.
all of us played in the championship. Hatfield won, Winslow won, y'all won, we won.
Yeah, Salem, Woodbury. Shout out all the schools. South Jersey is definitely getting on the map.
Everybody's playing good football. It helps out everything, man. And I just want to congratulate you guys and wish you the best, man. And,
So again, good luck to both programs this weekend. Again, it's been a great show here for us. It's all about sports. We're going to go ahead and go to one more commercial break. We're going to come back with a quick recap.
He's going to take it himself for a championship. A double play, Winslow the great. Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. McKay, touchdown. Wins it. The championship.
Terry Collins with It's All About Sports, back here from, again, Chicky and Pete's on the campus of Rowan University. Again, Derek D. Nice Giles, Charles Bear, Bradshaw. Great show tonight, guys. A lot of talented coaches and players came up here today preparing for the championships this weekend at Rutgers. Definitely something I'm sure you guys will look forward to. Let's just real briefly recap Woodbury and Salem. Final thoughts on that?
Man, it's a great matchup, man. Woodbury, Salem, two high-powered, well-respected organizations playing for the chip, man. I mean, two South Jersey schools, small areas for both of them, so they got a lot. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder, so I expect that to be a good, hard-fought game.
Oh yeah, most definitely. There's going to be a lot of hard hitting in that game. Salem, they're really out there. It's like a real serious goal for them to get over that major hump. And they're playing for their coach, who's been through a lot this year, and their organization's been through a lot this year. Woodbury, on the other hand, also playing for a lot. They're undefeated. Coming into this game undefeated, knocking off all the Titans, getting there. It should be a very, very hard-hitting, well-rounded football game. And as it is also going to be first game on Sunday morning at 10 a.m.
And for me, again, hats off to Montre Wright and his Salem team with their first title, I believe. But this game for me is personal. Woodbury, I'm a Woodbury resident, born and raised, graduated. Know Coach Reagan very well and a lot of those kids and their parents. So I definitely look forward to seeing them on that stage and hopefully them being able to bring home the championship. Bear, we didn't talk much about Haddonfield, but real briefly, give us your thoughts on that Haddonfield game.
Haddonfield, you know, they do what they do. When November, December comes around, they're very well coached. They seem to always find a way to the championship game and then on to the regional championship game. So they'll be facing a Point Pleasant Beach team that's undefeated, 12-0, just got done knocking off Willingboro, a team that Haddonfield lost to, but around this time of the year, they're prepped. So I think it should be a pretty decent game. That'll be the first game of the whole weekend on down Rutgers.
Yeah, on Saturday.
So it'll be Saturday morning, 10 a.m. You have Haddonfield with Point Pleasant Beach. And it should be a very, very exciting game. And I think, Haddonfield can come on top, coming in as a 4th seed.
And Haddonfield, we know historically a good program, as you mentioned. Next, let's talk briefly about Kingsway. We talked to Coach Hendricks today. Again, congrats to Coach Marcus Cosby as well as Coach Antoine Perez, who are looking to finish this season off with a win. Talk about, real briefly, Kingsway's opportunity this weekend.
Well, Kingsway, like I said earlier, they got hot at the right time. They came into the playoffs. They had to go on the road. They went on the road and won as a 4th seed. Then they got a home game, won that at the end of the game, and also won in the last seconds again on the road at Toms River. So they're battle tested in the playoffs so far. They're going against a very, very good Hillsborough team, undefeated, also 12-0, high-powered. It's only scored. They're averaging 38 points a game. So it'll be a tough task, but the way they're playing right now, fast and together, they have a shot. I could say it's a long shot, but I think Coach Hendricks has them right where they need to be, and I think he has them ready. They'll be up and ready for this game on Saturday.
Yeah, like those 3 rounds games, you said that they were battle tested. It's definitely going to give them a little bit more of a settled calmness when they planted that chip, because they went through so much adversity to get to that point.
Right.
I don't think that the moment was going to get too big for those guys.
I don't think so either.
I agree. And again, that Group 4 championship game, which Derek, as you touted, maybe looked at as for the weekend, maybe the heavyweight fight, the battle of Winslow versus Millville. Kenny Scott again coming off his first championship in school history. Millville, no strangers to being in that position. A lot of young talent, skill positions on the field for that game. Real briefly talk about that matchup.
I mean, Millville Winslow, very fast, very high scoring game. Millville like to get up and down the field quick, very quick, and Winslow is not no stranger to putting up a lot of points. So Hamas Duran is going to throw the ball along with their big bell count, Trey Thorpe, in the backfield, trying to take control of the game by controlling the clock. I would think that would be one of their keys to the game, to kind of slow down that high-power Millville offense. It's going to be a tough task, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they handle that high-power offense.
Yes, again, they just came off the championship win against a very good Shawnee team. Gushu in November is always ready and prepared in any championship game. Winslow played an awesome game that night against Shawnee. This game, like he said, will be high-powered. It's going to be, to me, the best game of the weekend. Not far behind the next, what we're talking about next, but Winslow, Millville, I hope it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be heavy, hard-hitting football with so much talent from right here in South Jersey on the field.
Agreed. Again, now the final game we're talking about, which I know is personal for you, Derek, hometown team for you, Woodrow Wilson, as Woodbury is for me, against Cedar Creek. Again, a game of rematch, game that went down to the wire, very close game, as you guys mentioned earlier. A lot of talent on the field for that game as well. What's your thoughts on that game, Derek?
2 great programs. Like you said, had a bad season last year. Who would have thought they'd be playing the championship after going 500 the year before? So Cedar Creek, they're undefeated. They're 12-0, and like I said, this is like a Mayweather De La Hoya matchup, man. You guys got one team, all the belts they ran through the whole South Jersey. They didn't duck no competition, and convincingly, they didn't have an issue throughout the whole season. So Wilson coming in with the rematch factor, which gives them, I
a little edge going into this game because they're going to be up a little bit more now, knowing that they got a chance to avenge that early loss in September.
And as Derek just said, Terry, this is the second time going around. It's like everybody knows and sees it's hard to beat a team twice. And it's coming, and it's going to be in a regional championship. Cedar Creek, I think they're built for it. I mean, it's like go 12-0 for what? Why are we going to go 12-0 and just lose the regional championship game? That's why this one should be the main event, Saturday night, 7 o'clock, Wilson, Cedar Creek, the rematch. It should be, you know, it's the headline game. Also, real quick, you know, again, a lot of talent on the field. Two of the better quarterbacks in South Jersey will be playing in this game. It's very scout heavy. The running backs are awesome. You got Howard, and then you got Nuno on the other side of the ball. You got two good defenses. Cedar Creek's only given up about 13 points on the season, and Wilson's defense has been stepping up. They went to Rumson Fairhaven and got one of the biggest wins out of any team this year.
Yeah.
And again, like 2 years ago, I was at Rutgers. Cedar Creek was there. They were the defending champs, and so was Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson went up there and won. Cedar Creek lost. They got something to prove.
Should be a great matchup, guys.
So, again, if you've been under a rock somewhere and you don't know yet, this weekend, the championship games at Rutgers University, I'll be there. These guys will be there. It's going to be a great weekend for South Jersey football. Hopefully you guys can make it Saturday and Sunday. So, again, from Terry Collins, Derek D. Nice Jobs, Charles Bear Bradshaw, and It's All About Sports with the 2021 Let's Talk Football Sports Show. Meet us at Rutgers Saturday and Sunday.
Don't meet us, beat us at Rutgers. Be there or be square.